5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
They ain't never seen nothing like this before. Lit the room when I down. Ask me if I should overcome. What for? Train in the trees, please pardon my sycamore. Touch burning sands, cross lands, and stormy shore seasons in the year, yeah. Ain't no channel for champions and chain no fear. Yeah, the champions, yeah.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Jeremiah Bannister with another amazing edition of Paleocrat Diaries. This actually is coming as a surprise. It's a surprise episode because I wasn't planning on recording anything for Monday. In fact, I said that last Friday. I told everybody that I had a doctor's appointment with my son. It's actually a cardiology appointment. But I have to be there for quite a while, right? So keep him in prayer. It's Ambrose Lewis. Talked about him a great deal. He's a super stud. Kind of my mini-me, you know, he basically looks like me and acts like me too, and all of the stuff he likes. It's really weird, kind of that carbon copy father-son thing going on. But I'm going to be with him tomorrow, so I can't be with you live. So while this may be broadcasting as though it's live, it's a magic trick, okay? It's kind of like what they did on Morning Joe. What was it, man? 2016, I think, Thanksgiving 2016. Where they all got on the air and they were talking about, man, that game was great. Oh, what an awesome game. And boy, yeah, the plays in that were awesome. It was just really obvious after a while that they were not there live and that they had not seen a game. They were even talking about the turkey and acting like everything had happened and all that. And they didn't tell anybody. And there was part of me, I'm not going to lie, there was part of me that thought, you know, maybe I'll do that. And then I decided against it. I said, nope. Not going to do it. I'm not going to play that game. Not fake news. I'm just going to let you know that I took the time. You know, because I'm starting this whole Monday through Friday thing, and I'm loving it. It's like Disneyland every morning for me. I have such a great time, and I get to talk to all of you. And I'll talk to you today as well. So while you're watching this, just because it's not live doesn't mean I'm not kind of hovering in the background. I'm going to have this thing on. I won't be able to comment the entire time, but if they've got Ambrose kind of tucked away, doing his own thing, then I'll make sure to check in and reach out to you in the comment section. So make sure, share this bugger, like and comment, subscribe. It's the best stuff you can do. And of course, go to paleocratdiaries.com. You can become a subscriber. It's completely free. Or, of course, you can become a member. And that's not free. But it's awesome, and 100% of everything that we make on this show and on that website and everything else, 100% of that goes towards my children's education at Sacred Heart Academy in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Look, it's Monday. It's Monday, right? October 5th. And I've got news, of course. You know, I got news, but I thought, you know, because I'm recording this really late at night, because I'm doing that, and I'm toning down a little bit, little eatsy on the coffee. I still have it, right? I still got the old French press going. But I thought, I want to do stuff that emphasizes the fun, right? You're waking up. Mondays kind of suck for a lot of people. They'd rather be at home still. They're bummed out that the weekend is gone. The Lord's Day is coming past. And Our Lady of the Rosary, by the way. Awesome, awesome, awesome Lord's Day. But the thing is that, you know, if they start the day and they turn it on and all of a sudden just me foaming at the mouth going, doing my thing. Yes, it's awesome. Of course, you tune in part for that. But I said, I want to make you guys happy. I want to give you multiple gifts today. Okay, not just a show, but one that emphasizes, not entirely, we'll talk about some serious topics, but one that emphasizes fun things, crazy news, right? And so we're going to get right into it right now. Let's go ahead and check this out. First, I want to say this. This is kind of a cool thing. When people message me, and you can do that whether it's Facebook, a lot of people do that on Messenger, Jeremiah.Bannister, or they message me on YouTube, or they message me on Twitter, whatever. Of course, I have my email. I prefer that, just letting you know. If you send me an email, I will take you even more seriously. I take everybody seriously, but I will take you especially seriously if you email. It's paleocratdiaries@gmail.com. But somebody sent this, one of the listeners of the show, a friend of mine named Cherie, and she has this blog here, What the Book? Book reviews focusing on young adult genre from a mom's point of view. And because last Friday was, what did we call that? We didn't call it Motherly Friday, did we? I don't think we did that. Mama Bear Friday. What do we call it? We're gonna have to have Family First Friday. I'm so sorry. You know, we're gonna have different names all the time. Like I know that it'll say Family First Friday. Next week might be something different, right? Intermittent Fasting Friday. I don't know. Fish Fridays. So we're gonna have all different days. But we talked a lot about women and mothers the last time around. If you didn't hear it, you got to check it out. But one of the mothers who listens to the show, she also has a website, and she's writing about books and just talking about different young adult books from a mother's point of view. And I honestly said, you know what? I just want to share it. I mean, for one, that's awesome. Look at that. She's obviously into some coons. That's a thing. Evil Queen by Gina Showalter review. Why read young adult? Tiger's Curse, book 1. So she's got a whole bunch. Oh, and look at this. Yeah, get new content delivered directly to your inbox. So, you know, it's one of these things where if you support the show and you're tuning in and you're sharing it with your friends and all of this, let me know. I'll share your stuff. We have to lift each other up. I heard that recently from a really cool guy, a really cool dude who was sharing my stuff. I didn't know he was sharing it. And I stumbled across it and I was like, oh my gosh. And we've talked since then. A little bit. We're supposed to meet up. I won't say who it is. It's a big secret. It's a big deal, actually. Super pumped. So make sure to check that out. You can find that at whatthebook.com.wordpress.com. All righty. So moving on. Now look, I wasn't going to share this. You know, I'm talking about not wanting to freak you guys out with rah, 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 growling at the mic right away. You know, and making that kind of the tone of the show right out of the gate on Monday. We got a lot of days we can do that, okay? So, and I thought, I don't want to do that, and I wanted to make it fun, and I'm putting it all together, and somewhere along the line, I stumbled on what may be the grossest crap I've ever seen, okay? It's the kind of thing that, you know, the world is filled with all of these strange and curious people doing strange and curious things. And this here is one of them. It's something I never even heard of this. It's called Mukbanger or Mukbang. I'm so sorry, not Mukbanger. It's Mukbang. Okay? So Mukbangers. Mukbang, if I remember correctly, is South Korean, and it's South Korean for like eating broadcast. So the idea, apparently there's a lot of lonely people over there. A lot of lonely people with cell phones. Because the idea was that you would eat food in front of the camera, sometimes quietly, and other people would eat along with you. Now, that's the sad part of that story. But it's also, I think, into some weird fetishy things. Because there are people, they'll take sesame seed buns and they'll rub it together right by the mic so that you can hear it, right? So it's right by the mic. They're making noises, weird, toasted bread, different things. They squish stuff and all that. But these guys, I stumbled on it and I started watching because I was like, are you people serious? Like they just eat food? And apparently they also talk. I was half tempted. I cooked some of my steak right before I got down here. Right, I cooked up some steak, some bacon. No eggs tonight, man. I said I gotta cut down. And so, but just an awesome steak, awesome bacon. And I was thinking, maybe I should come down just for the fun of it and do that. And as I was preparing that and thinking this through, I thought there's no way I could eat it. There's no way I could eat it and watch this. But I want you to see it. I want you, and not just to see it, I want you to hear it, okay? So all of you, this is, it's one of those things. I really hope that I don't ruin, I don't ruin your lunch. At the same time, if I do, we're kind of in it together, okay? We're holding hands. We're holding hands, and we're walking through this journey together. And actually, this will be the first time, and I'm hoping this works. This will be the first time that I've had a video where I can play it. I figured it out. It took a long time. But I figured it out. Now watch this. Check this out. Let's see if we can see it. Yeah, so this is how different mukbangers eat. I mean, the food looks good, right? And she's looking like she's having a fun time. Kind of a cute person. But listen to that. Oh. Okay, so that is the first one. We're gonna go through a couple here, okay? Let me pause this first. They don't always have music, but you see, like, the whole idea. They got the spread out, right? They got the spread out. It's a lot of cheese. I don't know what's up with that. It's like it maybe because it's like that colorful yellow and stuff. And a lot of here's the weird thing too. And you might recognize this as we go along, because it's more than one person. Like the people from North Korea, they all look like they're fit. I mean, maybe they're bulimic or something. they eat all this food, and then I don't know, maybe they do intermittent fasting for like, a bunch of days in a row, or this is the only meal they eat all day long, because they're banking loot. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Part of me thought, hey man, I could eat some food and have some conversation for a lot of money. Help my kids go to school by mukbanging. But the thing is that these people are thin. The Americans. The Americans are fat slobs. It's like on the one hand, they're representing. On the other hand, they're really letting us down. Really letting us down. So, okay, so that's the first one. I don't know her name. I forget her name. I should have written this down. So here's this guy. Well, there's two guys. Okay, I don't know the dude there on the, that would be You Guys Is Right. I don't know who this guy is. I've never seen him before. But they're eating together. And look, for some reason, they're really into that hot, spicy food. I would do that. I would try it. Just to say, I've tried some of the hottest things. When I went to Mexico, I asked for the hottest pepper. I have a video of that. It's hilarious. I couldn't finish it because I ate the seeds, man. That was rough. But I would try this. A lot of people like the fire noodles, apparently. They like to see people in a little bit of agony. I wanted to try. I had some what are the Carolina Reapers? I had some of those, but they must have been late in the pull or something, because they ended up going bad pretty quickly. I was super sad about that. I should have eaten them right away. I did not. So I've never had a Carolina Reaper. Never had that. And I want to try, and I would make a video for this, not on a live show, but I would want to try those, the one chip challenge. You know what I mean? I would try it. Do those things cost money? I don't know. My staff's got to get on that. And by the way, I have a one of those intercoms coming. I said on the last show, I said I'd be on it all the time. Yes, Mr. Bannister. Yes, Mr. Bannister. All the time. Look that up for me right now. Oh, it's coming. Maybe next episode. We'll see. All right. So here's this guy. And look, I mean, at least he's eating cleanly. It's not. It's the freaking way they eat, the sound. Oh, I can't, like, there's. I'll endure this a little longer, right? I know. Tell me if you think that that's like the grossest thing in the world. Apparently, people really like that. And they're like, oh, but please crank up the microphone. It wasn't loud enough. I couldn't hear every single chomp of the food in your mouth or it going down. I couldn't hear it. That's when you know, man, you're not a lonely guy. You're straight up fetish. And maybe that's why you're lonely. Maybe that's why. People are really actually calling you like crazy. And they're like, hey, why don't you ever come out? And he's just at home watching mukbang. Give me a break. But just listen to this. And that's like double the displeasure. Okay, we're going to go right now. America.
Hey everybody, it's me, Rise and Shine, you guys. I lost 1 pound. Yeah!
So this guy is like the worst, okay? This guy Nickonicoto. This guy, and think, you got to imagine, I don't know how old this particular video is, but he's actually looking skinnier than he is now. The guy is just absolutely atrocious at this point. I would say he's jolly, but he cries in every video. He cries every single, well, not, I don't know if he cries in every video. I haven't seen that many videos, but the videos I have seen, he's crying and going off the wall. Come to find out, homeboy used to be a vegan. Super thin, super fit. A vegan guy, started eating meat, started eating a lot of processed foods and drinking pop. Next thing you know, he's like, hey, I'm going to try all these different foods, and people apparently liked watching it. Yeah. But I mean, he does like huge spreads. Like, look at this. Here we go.
So heavy. It is so heavy. I am
Just look at the food.
excited. Oh my gosh, I'm kind of nervous. I'm gonna put some ranch all over it and all over my face.
Oh, no, don't do that. Yeah, dude, no. See, look at that. That's what I'm talking about. That is the weirdness. Come on, people, for real. What is happening here? Add these people to your prayer list. Oh, I could zoom in and it was like perfect. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't realize that. But I mean, look at all this food. In fairness, I don't actually think he eats all of it. I don't think he eats every single little bit of that. And there's only one more. I'm not going to belabor the point with this. I needed you to see this. We talk about culture, right? We talk politics, religion, science, culture. We talk about it. Okay, this right here, culture. Put it in the culture column. That's what this is. Oh. What are they teaching kids in school right now? What is that? What is it that they're teaching? Yeah, but I mean, he cries. And I've seen it where, you know, he does a lot of talking. He's really, you know, open. He's just kind of diarrhea of the mouth type stuff that he's got going on. And like, you know, he'll talk about what it's like to go from being very fit. Now, I don't encourage you to be a vegan, right? Unless you've got cancer or something. I discourage that idea, right? I just do. Especially if you're a man. If you're a man, you got to eat the meat. You just got to. You got to be a meat freak. I don't, you know, whether or not you're on carnivore, I'm not encouraging everybody to do that either. Okay, I'm doing it for a very specific reason, probably for a limited amount of time. But the idea of eating ridiculous amounts of soy, I strongly implore you not to do that. For many different reasons, okay? I like you as a man. But the thing is, to go from being Captain Vegan, and I think he even did videos about it, making healthy food and everything, to all of a sudden, now he's like 300 something pounds. I saw the last video I saw about his weight, it was like 305 pounds. And he does this 5 days a week. He was on Tosh, what is it, Tosh 2.0? He was on Tosh talking about it, you know, and just describing what he's doing, why he's doing it. And it's not so much of a persona as this right here. So, okay, last one. Is that the same girl as in the beginning? That might be. Is it? So, yeah, it is. That's totally the same girl. I'm not gonna do any more. Okay, here's the clean eating guy. But listen, just one more time. Just, can you take that? I bet they use this for torture. Ugh, every single swallow, all of the saliva and the gunk and ugh. So anyway, I saw it and I thought, you know, you got to wake up to it. You got to wake up to it, guys. And if nothing else, you know, let this encourage you. You know, be creative with what you do with your life. Be creative, you know. Don't be afraid to eat a lot of meat. There are moral lessons I'm sure you can take from this. I'm positive. As well as this right here. Aggressive raccoon attacks. Multiple news crews outside of the White House. This is actually a serious story. I don't think that is the raccoon. I've wondered that. Can anybody confirm? Confirm that that's the raccoon right there that did all this. Because this is crazy. Reporters for CBS News and other outlets were sent scrambling on Monday. This is the last Monday. It's a week old. After an aggressive raccoon began attacking news crews outside the White House. Although all victims survived the attack, the White House is reportedly taking measures to keep the raccoons at bay from now on. Oh my gosh, man. That's hilarious. Okay, yeah. Okay, spokesperson. Right here. The White House was invaded this morning by unwelcomed guests, a group of raccoons that evaded capture by the National Park Service, the outlet reported in April of that year. The idea of raccoons on the White House grounds gives us great pause, spokesman Bill Burton said. The Washington Post reports that, quote, one very large raccoon and several medium-sized raccoons were seen on the grounds and have managed to avoid the live traps with apples and cat food and peanut butter. You should consider putting maybe some barbecue chicken. Put some barbecue chicken. And why not some cheese? I mean, do they not like? They have to like cheese, man. Do they love peanut butter? I guess they'll eat anything, right? They'll eat anything. People say that. You know what's the? Do they really? Do they eat sea urchin? Like, why not try? Just put some sea urchin out there. Let's see how that works. If you've never had sea urchin, don't do that. I don't think God made those to eat. Okay, right here. Oh, this is really big news, guys. Very, very big news. Blind mystic Baba Vanga predicted Donald Trump's coronavirus plight, claims fans. Oh, yeah. She's also known as the Nostradamus of the Balkans. Right there she is. She's dead now. She's dead now, but people have said that, you know, she predicted that there would be the Twin Towers, you know, that they would fall. Things like ISIS. Yeah. Blind mystic Baba Vanga from Bulgaria is said to have predicted the fate of the U.S. President Donald Trump. Baba, also known as the Nostradamus of the Balkans, is claimed by fans to have foretold that the U.S. president would suffer from a mysterious illness in 2020, which will leave him deaf and with a brain tumor. Now, look, here's the thing. Let's say that she gets it right, quote unquote. The president will come down with a mysterious illness. Number one, it's not that mysterious. We all know it came from a Chinese lab. Okay. That's not even debatable anymore. The idea that it came from in a wet market eating some bats. Yeah, right, man. Nobody believes this anymore. Okay. And if they do, they're not, whatever. But if he, okay, we all know he's sick. We all know that it's not mysterious. So she's already off a little bit, right? But the thing is, if he ends up not being deaf, and if he ends up not having a brain tumor, which, by the way, are either of those things associated in any way? They're like, look, a lot of people with coronavirus have ended up with brain tumors. I mean, it's a real stretch, man. It's a real stretch. But if it ends up proving false and none of that happens, we just got to get rid of Baba Vanga. I don't even know why we're entertaining it necessarily, except that it makes really good news in the morning on Mondays, right? So this is the way it goes. Some of her other predictions were Brexit. You know, I would wonder, like, did she say Brexit? 9/11 and the tsunami in Thailand. And she is said to have been making predictions right up until her death in 1996. Oh, that's the year wow. I don't know why I never even heard of this lady. I was into the news. The psychic grew up on a farm in what is now Macedonia. She was blinded in a dust storm. Wow. All of her fans claimed that gave her second sight. So, okay, yeah, so she's like Daredevil. She's like Daredevil. And now we know who the vigilante was. We know who it was now. With a walker. In one of those rascal scooters. All the bad guys were like, man, the person was blind. I don't know how they found us. Yeah. She found you on a rascal. Yeah, Yeah, in 1989, the prediction. And see, okay, here, and look, this is the kind of way that this voodoo nonsense goes. Because that's what this is. This is voodoo nonsense. It's what it is. But here's the quote. Horror, horror, the American brothers will fall after being attacked by the steel birds. I mean, can you see it though a little bit? Like where people would go, steel birds. The wolves will be howling in a bush. Ooh, maybe George W. Bush. And innocent blood will be gushing. And she sounds like a real happy, delightful person. A pumpkin pie baking grandmother. They come over and they're all asking her, Baba, what did you make for us? I made you some pumpkin pie. Oh, that's so great. What did you write? Or, oh, it's a cake. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, I made you a cake. What does it say? The wolves will be howling in a bush. Innocent blood will be gushing. Brah. Traumatizing little kids, man. Just traumatized. Apparently, she never wrote any of her own predictions down. Well. And she was taken so seriously that the Bulgarian government put her on a state payroll. Have they repented for that, by the way, I wonder? Have they repented? A permanent staff of secretaries were tasked with writing down her predictions. So she had like scribes, man. She had scribes. People are coming, talking to her, and there's some joker over there writing everything down. What a weirdo, man. However, not everything she predicted has been right. Imagine that. Oh, I would have never figured. Oh, I bet the farm on her being right all the time. The president's illness was at one point meant to happen in 2019. Oh, so she changed her mind. And a nuclear war that she predicted for 2010 and 2014, they did not materialize, obviously. Yes. So, she's a swing and a miss, is what we're saying. That's what we're saying. That's going to be normal. Now, look, I don't want to actually talk too much about this, but I think that it's something that in the future I actually want to kind of go deeply into. I know it's a little bit weird, but YouTubers are upscaling the past to 4K, and historians want them to stop. And it's weird because just look at the picture, by the way. I mean, if you had to watch a video, and that video was either the one on the left or the one on the right, which one would you choose? What they're finding is that most people who want to watch this stuff for enjoyment, and maybe, of course, to be a little educated, they don't want to come out, just saying, I just giggled. They like to say they learned something as well. And most of this is stuff that would draw people's attention in the first place. But the thing is, the process by which to make it what you see on the right, that 4K, they have to add things. They have to add things. There's manipulation that goes on with that. And there are historians that are like, look, you may think that that's a small deal, but it's not. Historical things are meant to have a kind of division. It's what makes it the past. We see this all the time, and this is the only serious part I'll have about this, is we see this all the time with the way that Antifa talks about the veterans from World War II as if they're one of them. They're like, oh yeah, man, we're fighting the fascists. It's the same exact thing. And all the while, they're making contemporary something that is actually trapped in time. And if you go back and you say, well, what were they like in time? Not in the propaganda wheel that you're spinning like a gerbil. Not that. But the actual real people. What was the culture like? What was the military like at that time? And what's interesting about it is when people use that, they start to have this idea that I identify with those folks. All the while, for this specific example, they're identifying with a group of people in a military structure at the time, and an American culture, and an American legal system at the time that bears the marks of almost every single thing that Antifa uses when trying to define and describe fascism. It's an actual issue. But anyway, yeah. There's the Flying Train, Germany, 1902. I mean, look at that. For 1902, look at the way that looks. Just, it's awesome. But it's a serious debate. We'll talk about that at a different time. We have bigger news. Husband finds a way to break wife's silent treatment, but others warn it will not end well. And look, ladies, this one's for you, okay? It's twofold, right? Ladies, is this going to work or not? That's the first thing. Is this going to work? Do you think the wife will be like, well, this is cute. I like that you did this. Or do you think it's going to end very, very badly? Secondly, men, what would you do, if your wife was giving you the silent treatment? And I don't even think my wife's ever done that. I've done some stuff in my life that probably warranted that. She's a woman of long suffering, I'll tell you. And I love her. She's an amazing woman. But what would you do? If your wife gave you the silent treatment or she's really ticked off, what can you do? And don't give me this stuff, like, even if it's true, even if your wife is kind of a carbon copy that says, I just like roses and chocolate. And they do. But, tell me the most creative thing. Let's put it that way. What's the most creative thing? And if flowers and chocolate is literally the most creative thing you've done, put that on there. I'm not going to turn that down. Because, look, we got to build each other up. We got to build each other up. So here's the thing. What he's done, I'll just read it. There's a video you can watch with that. It's a little bit long, and I'm actually not worried about the length of it. I'm worried because the music. I don't want to have any kind of strike on me because I think that music. I don't know how that guy got away with it. And I'd kind of like to say, oh, he got away with it, so would I. But I think I'm already in the old crosshairs. I think, especially with more and more people figuring me out, they're going to be like, oh, I got to flag that guy. Well, I got to flag that guy. Oh, he said something that made me angry. Weirdos. Okay. A man who said his wife is not speaking to him has been warned that his plan to break the silent treatment would more likely lead to divorce. In a series of videos posted to TikTok, user Trip, is that an I? I don't have my glasses on. Yule D, we'll just call it Trip Yule D, said he was looking for a way to get his wife to talk to him again after landing himself in her bad books. The 3 clips captioned, I have a plan, have racked up more than 13 million views. I wonder if that dude's got that monetized, man. I mean, you're obviously going to get a lot of people and stuff, but there can be videos like that one guy, and I feel badly about that. What is his name? Eric Butts? I'd like to actually interview Eric Butts about movie reviews and stuff. He's the guy who cried watching that Star Wars trailer. It was ridiculous, Eric. You might even know that. But I know it's your thing. I don't want to dog you too badly. But you know. Okay. But then people might find out more about this guy and be like, this guy's really a douche. Really. Just no good. He's the bad dude. But people warned him, of course, his bright idea is only going to make the situation worse. It starts with the man turning off the water to the bathroom toilet. Now, she might figure that one out. I know a lot of ladies, they know how to do that. Flipping around the batteries in the television remote. I don't know about that, man, because, if the water is turned off, maybe she won't think, that you would do that. But flipping the batteries around in the television remote, she's not going to need you for that, man. Unscrewing light bulbs. Placing kitchen pans on the highest shelf out of reach. Now that, okay. All right, yeah, okay. And changing the TV language to Spanish, all in the hope that she would come to him for help. Yeah, what do you think, guys? What do you think? Is that too much, by the way? I mean, sometimes there's too much of a good thing, isn't there? That guy might actually be in some trouble. He continues by cutting the power. Oh, so he's not even done. Cutting the power to the coffee machine, changing the settings on her phone, disabling the Wi-Fi, and tightening the lid on every jar in the fridge. See, you could have just done that. You could have just done that. You could have had the light bulbs, right, that were out. You could have done that. But all the other stuff? Oh, dude. And cutting the power to the coffee? Bro, man. Look, guys, I do not have a very good outlook for this guy. Oh, the future is bleak, buddy. The future is very bleak. No coffee. That did it. It's over, man. Because she's going to be ticked. She's going to be mad, man. At the end, he says he just has to sit back and wait, and she'll soon have a reason to speak to. Oh, yeah, she will. She will have many reasons to speak to you. And look, dude, even if, let's say, one thing goes moderately well or something, she might just stumble on new stuff unless you're like, oh, hold on, let me go and get it all. This is all the stuff I did. And then she's just going to be like, bro, you're a weirdo. Some people thought he was genius. No, man. No, dude. You aren't. That is, I mean, genius is the wrong word, man. Genius is the wrong word. But others warned he may be evil genius. Right? Masochistic genius. But isn't that a category, I think? An IQ level of some kind? Masochistic genius. But others warned he was simply digging himself into a bigger hole. As one commented, can't imagine why she's not speaking to you. Yeah. That guy's toast. I thought I had... Hold on a second. What the heck? Oh, I mixed it up. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, this is big news. It's morning time, so this makes sense. Do you guys remember Master P? Master P's taking the grocery stores by storm with Uncle P's hoodie. Hoodie who's? Look at his outfit. Look at that. What is wrong? What is that? Unclepcereal.com? Yeah, okay. I hear ya. Master P says, you got milk, we've got cereal. We're changing the game. Okay. No, you're not, man. You are not changing that game. You're not changing it at all. You know how many cereals there are out there? I mean, there are probably ones named worse than Hootie Hoos. You know what I'm saying? The PJ Foods motto, quote, the more we make, the more we give. Okay, that's legit. I mean, I don't know. You look like you're kind of, you know, you're obviously, you got an amazing place behind you. I'm assuming it's your house. It might be, it looks almost like the side of a pool almost. You can tell that the yard is massive. You got mega dope glasses. And dude, that outfit right there had to cost a fortune. Oh, man. I don't want to bust on it, man. I bet they're good. Master P, if you send me a bowl or a box, just send me a bowl of cereal in the mail. Listen, no, if you send me a box of your cereal, a couple different boxes, we will do a mukbang of cereal. We'll make a video. Me and my boys, the kids. We'll do it, man. Get with me, man. Paleocrat Diaries at gmail.com. Hook me up. Hootie Hoo's cereal is not only a delicious breakfast or snack, but it's making a difference. A percentage of every cereal box sold goes to providing inner city kids in the community with education, resources, and activity to help build their future. Maybe they could buy you one of those Oxford commas. Oh, and look at these kids. I mean, this kid's obviously, I don't know, does he look like he's that happy to be eating that cereal? Or do you think his mom's like, you better take this picture right now. Master P wants it. Now, this guy looks like he's actually having a good time, but there's a subliminal message here. And I think it's that he feeds it to the dog. I mean, look, he's got his arm wrapped around this dog like he's like, it's coming for you, buddy. Is he even really holding on to that? Look at his hands. Is it? Is this like multi-level Photoshop stuff? That doesn't even look real, does it? Here, let's look at this. Again, look at that dog knows what's coming. That dog knows what's coming. And this little girl, did she choke on it? I don't think she doesn't even have teeth yet. Doesn't even have teeth yet. Oh, there's all different flavors. Yeah, honey drip, Hootie Hoos, tropical fruit and marshmallow Hootie Hoos, cinnamon and apple. Now, hey, that's not bad. Tropical fruit and marshmallow, Look, it's, it's late in the game, but the thing is not too far behind Fruit Loops doing that. Cinnamon and apple. It's like Apple Jacks, basically. Yeah. Now, that kid actually looks like he's kind of having fun. Do you think he said yummy in my tummy? I don't know. Look at his face. He looks like he might have said that. So, okay, here's the thing. I said, at first, I didn't know if it was real. And I thought, this show needs to be able to confirm that some of these stories are real, right? Because I know sometimes I'm like, dude, is this real? And I have no idea. But with this right here, this is definitely real. And so I want to play this for you. I think you're going to love it. It gives you a good idea for what Master P is going for. Here we go. Let's jam this out. Man, that bass is about to blow up my eardrums. Boom. Was that rocking you guys' computer? Man, dude. Who made that? Fire that guy stat, Master P. Oh, it's Uncle P? Oh, come on, man. Not after Uncle Ben, dude. He ain't even Uncle Ben anymore. And, you know, actually, no. I take this back. Thank you, Uncle P. Thank you. I would have been mad, man, if you'd been ripping off Uncle Ben. But those goons over at Uncle Ben decided that was racist. So they decided we ain't gonna call it Uncle Ben no more. Straight up dumb stuff, man. Straight up dumb stuff. Yeah. So Uncle P's, dude, it's for real, man. I'm afraid to even play. Oh, I thought if I just push this X off of the more videos, it wouldn't play. But no, it plays. Did you make that, Uncle P? Oh, I don't know, man. Still, dude, you know it. You know it. Look, hook me up with those boxes of cereal. I'm going to mukbang it up. You'll sell a lot. I'll give an honest assessment of it, just like I did your commercial, man. The kids look cute. If it was something that didn't sound like it was out of a Saw movie that's playing, it might do a little better. Hook me up, man. I'll make one for you. I ain't even kidding, man. Listen to my... I'll send you some samples. I'll make some jams. Pregnant woman on the brink of organ failure after eating fried chicken for days. What? Stunned doctors remove bags of oil from a pregnant woman's blood. What the blazes? After she guzzled bucket loads of greasy fried chicken for days. Oh, they're naming her Miss Lee. Was she Asian? Oh my gosh. Went to the hospital with crippling stomach pains after munching the fat-laden feast. She was 32 weeks pregnant. Is this real, man? Where's the hyperlink for this? Oh, come on, man. Is this real? Is there a hyperlink for this? Anybody? No. And I don't know, man. Daily Star, dude. Is that the tabloid out of the... Is that the tabloid? At the grocery store? Look at that. Come on, man. Come on, man. No way. No way. We got to confirm this like right now. Pregnant woman. Pregnant woman fried chicken. Daily Mail. Oh, well, no. I don't know, man. I don't know. It ain't sounding real, dude. It is not sounding real. Let's see. Yeah, pregnant woman, fried chicken. I'm going to have to call baloney on that. Look, if it's real, let me know, guys. If that's real, let me know. This one is, it's one of those that's like real and not real at the exact same time. In fact, let's just go right now. I'm going to switch out the old thing here. Look at this. There we go. Oh. Kind of a new little thing here. I'm always surprising everybody all the time. My staff is working overtime. They work like, 26 hours a day to make this show the best. Adjacent member of friend group clearly still hasn't learned place. Look at that guy's face, too. And look at all of his friends over there, and they're like looking at him. They're laughing, kind of looking at him, and he's all sad. Have you guys ever been that guy? Or have you ever known somebody like that guy right here? Okay. Norwalk, Connecticut. Local punk and low-ranking member of his friend group. This was sent to me, by the way, by a friend. Oh my gosh. We all know that there's someone like this, though. So you got to roll with this, man. This could be real. Brandon Smith is reportedly completely unaware of his status in the hierarchical structure of his social circle. Slightly annoyed sources confirmed. Yeah, so they're like upset. They're like, look, dude, he's not really understanding his place right now. Let's be honest. Brandon's always been just kind of there, said a legitimate player in the squad, Dave Walsh. Like, he's fine to have around, and he's funny sometimes, but he certainly doesn't make or break a hangout situation. Oh my gosh, dude. I've known people like this, man. I've known people, and I always try to include them, because I don't, I've always been a man of the people, a person for the underdog, all the time, ever since I was really little. In fact, for one of the earliest schoolyard memories I have is standing up to like 3 dudes who were bullying this really, really fat kid in the school. His nickname was Tubby, and they were all bullying him real badly. And I stood up to him. I was like, you guys better stop doing that right now. And what are you going to do? And I said, I'm going to fight you. And I'm on the ground right next to Tubby within like 5 seconds. They just, wow. Just socked me. And it was the last fight I lost, though. It was the first and last one. Some of us even hide our video game consoles when he comes over just so he doesn't try to play. Have you guys ever done that? Have you? Oh my gosh, I have done that before. I did that. I had a buddy, man. Every time I'd go to his house, he'd be like, hey, come on over, man. And I'd go over thinking we're going to have fun. And dude would just play Zelda. I'm sorry, man. That first Zelda, maybe the second, maybe the rest of them, I don't know. Not a fan. Just not. Because it takes forever. Oh, hold on. I'm trying to get 1 million experience points. I don't care, man. Come on and play. Wait a second. I've got to get a potion. Who cares? Who cares about that? For his part, Smith has tried to be more active in recent weeks, trying to make plans around his work schedule, starting new group chats, and asking others to spot him financially. Oh my gosh, man. That's hilarious. This is, you decide. This is one of those things, I don't know if it's hilarious or not. I don't know how many more funny ones we got. How long have I even been rolling? I'm not even entirely sure. Don't care. They asked which role I play in bed. Russian women's world powerlifting champ humiliated at being asked to prove gender on the flight. Oh. So it's that bare-breasted person. Yeah, I hear ya. See, that's what roids will do to you. I'm so sorry to say. The idea that this person is offended, I'm sorry, man. That's just the way it goes. Russia's women's, and she, you know what? The thing is, I don't even think that this chick is identifying as trans. She still identifies as a woman. obviously completely into the ladies. So the the lesbian force is very strong with her. But, you know, at the same time, she's not saying she's a dude. She's not playing video game in the brain. But the airline employees, they were asking, I mean, look, I can kind of tell by the face it's a chick, but everything else, man, I'm like, that bro is tank. Just look. If you saw that, if you just saw that, yeah, I'll skip over that. That's a lot of legs. Or this. I mean, come on. In fairness, Tareva's received support from fans online who have called the actions of the employees homophobic. No. No. We are pattern recognizers. I am sorry to tell you. If you see somebody running towards you with a knife, you're going to say, oh my gosh, I think this guy's trying to stab me. Or he's running from a scene. You aren't going to, or if it's jelly on it, right? It looks like blood. You're not going to go, oh, maybe he was cutting a piece of cake with some jelly inside and then realized he was late for a run before going to work. You're not going to do that. That's so stupid, man. Pattern recognizers. It's inevitable. Which is why everybody who sees this chick says, that dude is Haas. Nobody's going, that girl, man, dang. Unless they know her. Plus, imagine that. It's what testosterone does to you. You know she's juicing. Man, give me a break, dude. Others believe that given Tareva's, is that how you pronounce it? Photos on Instagram, that they're hard to judge which gender she may belong to. Yeah, totally, man. It doesn't make it any easier that she's a lesbian. Because all those pictures look like the kind of pictures that you know, have seen in videos, rap videos and stuff of these like dudes all buff. And they're sitting there and they got the ladies kind of dancing all around them, sweating and glistening all over the place on a yacht. While they're bling and champagne and stuff. I mean, the guy, you know, the guy looks like a guy. Looks like he's got a harem. I am sorry. Apparently, the airlines have already begun an investigation. Hey, man. How dare you see patterns? Glaringly obvious ones. And I'll get off of that, man. RT, come on, man. You got some gross stuff on there. Mom left red-faced after accidentally ordering rude Peppa Pig plate for her toddler. What? Apparently, and I won't go into this too long, because we got to get serious real quick. The thing is that apparently she got a plate. She didn't realize that it was in French. And I guess instead of oink, they say groin. How'd you pronounce that? I think it says down here. It's pronounced wa. So the oi is wa. Guan guan. Guan guan. Yeah, like, I hear it. I got you. I'd keep it. Woman left creeped out watching little brother waving and smiling at thin air. This video has been loading for a bazillion years. The Daily Star, okay, this is at least an actual video, but this kid apparently, man, this kid, look, you can see. This kid's waving and having a conversation with nobody. An imaginary friend. What does it say? Sorry, I'm going all over the place. Give high five again, his sister says. But the child stares at an empty space and starts giggling and pointing. The strange video caused a lot of head scratching from believers and cynics alike. Nah, probably not. I mean, look, dude, no offense, but that kid's got to be eating a ridiculous amount of food with hormones and stuff in it that is causing all sorts of brain problems. I mean, that arm is like my thigh. You got to do better, parents. You have to do better. I'll save this one for later. This is actually a serious one. Yeah, it's so sad because this is actually something, real life inception, as scientists figure out how to plant ideas and dreams. This is something that needs to be taken seriously, kind of like updating old videos to 4K. And I think we have to take it seriously because you may not remember this. I reported on it at the time. Government accidentally releases documents on psychoelectric weapons. You got to see this. We'll talk about it. Next episode, we'll talk about it. I mean, the thing is, it was, what is it, a FOIA? It was a FOIA. And the government ends up releasing all this stuff, and all of these diagrams were in there talking about how to use electricity. Sound waves. All sorts of currents, man. Just crazy. To mess with your brain. To mess with your thoughts and what you do. I mean, it's stunning. And it was part of this drop of a bunch of, just kind of an info dump from this FOIA request. And they've never explained where it came from or why it was there. They've never even answered, as far as I know. Hoping it'd go away. New Tony Hawk remaster allows you to play as a 36-year-old without health insurance. Okay. Yeah, right. There's no way this is real. This is the last one. Okay. And as I said, extra long. We got memes too at the end, so don't go anywhere. San Jose. This is over at thehardtimes.net. So, yeah, it's another one of those that I wish was real, and we can all imagine it being real. San Jose, California. Executives of Neversoft, the developer behind the newly released Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2, announced today that the latest update to the game will include a character, Craig, a playable 36-year-old who does not have health, who doesn't have health insurance. Oh my gosh. Many fans enjoy the risk of every trick turning into a life-altering accident that reduces the character to a debt peonage. I found myself relating to Craig a lot more than millionaire skaters like, I don't even know how you pronounce that. Nigel Huston? Said Will Skunks Wiseman, a lifelong skateboarder who admits that he's been less active lately. I tried to get him to ollie a 12 stair, but he crashed hard. He was just lying on the ground going, oh man. And when I tried to have him keep skating, he stopped after a few pushes and grabbed his bag. Oh, so if you have any funny stories, any funny memes, remember, send them to me, paleocratdiaries@gmail.com. Of course, you can send me links on Facebook or Twitter, any of those places as well. And we'll try to make sure that they find their way on the show. Now, I should have maybe started with this. President Trump is dope, by the way. I love that guy. I really do. Greatest president of all time. Undoubtedly so. I'm doing very well. President Trump delivers heartfelt message for Americans from Walter Reed. Now, here's the thing, okay? So he, and I'm not going to watch this video with you guys. I don't know if you've seen it or not. You really should. You should watch it. And I know a lot of people will look at this and they'll go, oh my gosh, look at his skin. He's really pale. In fact, there was somebody, hold on. There was somebody. Oh, I wish I could get that bigger. I'll read it to you. Yeah, so Mike Cernovich, and if you don't follow him, you should. Mike Cernovich said, Alexa, show me a professional media bro who pretends to not understand makeup and lighting. Oh, there we go. Aaron Rupar. Is it Rupar? Aaron Rupar. I don't know his name. Don't really care. I've seen his face multiple times. It's one of those profile pictures that just kind of bothers me. You know what I mean? When you see somebody's face and you kind of go, ugh. Anytime I see his face, I'm like, I know I'm going to hate what he writes. Without fail. He's consistent, at least. But he wrote, the difference in Trump's complexion between Tuesday left and Saturday right is jarring. Ugh. What a dumb idiot, man. They're like, oh, look at how orange he is in one, and in the other, look at how white he is. Dude, it's called makeup, bro. You should go back, and people who are watching this, go back and check out some of my videos that I did before I had the microphone. Because when I bought the stuff to make sure that I could use my microphone, I also bought a bunch of lights. And I learned very quickly that those lights were blinging off of my face and off of my forehead and off my nose, and it was these bright spots all over the place. I looked like I went out and got a tan a little bit, maybe, for being a Nordic kind of guy. Right? Looking a little Nordic. But like a Nordic who hangs out on beaches, right? But the thing is that right there, makeup. Because I use a light, man. I'm talking into a camera. I have a filter so that it takes out the I have a filter. You have technologies that you use, and this would be one, so that you don't have the sun glaring off of your oil on your face. This stuff goes online and it's there for a long time. TV, even more, man. There's lights all over the place. It's obvious that he's using makeup, man. And why? And not only that, but let's say he was a little bit paler than normal. So what? He's got COVID. If that's the best you got, he's a fighter. Period. If that's the best you got, is, in a 4-minute video that he did while having COVID. And they add to that the idea, and Mark Meadows, should he get fired, by the way? Should Meadows get fired? Should his butt be kicked to the curb for what he did? Leaking out ideas about, well, we're actually really more concerned than people are letting off, so on, so on, so on. Should he? I think he's got to go. Bring Bannon back, man. I'm not even joking about that. Bring Bannon back. Even in the midst of that whole Southern District of New York crap. Bring him back. Bring him back. Lewandowski, the whole gang. Bring him back. Get Meadows out of there. What a joker. I like Meadows on a number of things, but come on, man. That was bogus. Almost as bogus as Root Bar over here. Not realizing how makeup works. Speaking of makeup, we called it another hate hoax. After months of investigations, authorities find no evidence of Althea Bernstein hate crime. Look at this. Think of the kind of mental problems that this chick has to have in order to burn herself. Biracial woman says she was attacked and burned with a lighter fluid. Another hoax crime. There's a bunch of them, by the way. I think it was 2016 or 2017, something like that. So it's been years, but they were already over 100 within a decade that were listed. There were high profile ones that made newspapers, talked about Big Lee, right, all over the place on social media. Breitbart put it together. I know other sites that have an even more comprehensive list than that. In June, 18-year-old Althea Bernstein, who is black or mixed, said 4 white boys, probably mixed, man. With a name like Bernstein, are you kidding? Oh, come on, man. You know what's going on. You know. Said 4 white boys. Oh, yeah, they came up and just attacked her, random. Attacked her while she was in her car at an intersection. See, this is where hoaxers are dumb, dude. Dumb as a box of rocks. You find yourself at an intersection in Madison, Wisconsin, and you say that you're at an intersection. There are bound to be security cameras, man. The white boys screamed racist slurs at the light-skinned woman. Then they threw lighter fluid and a match at her face. Of course, the liberal media ran with the story. Bernstein was interviewed on ABC's Good Morning America, included in a floor speech by Representative Joe Kennedy III from Massachusetts, and received a phone call from Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. See, this is how fake news is spread. And this is why, look, you know how many people probably shared this? I bet they voted for Trump. You just know that they're maybe even a Proud Boy. No, dude, it's fake. You can almost bet money when you see a story like this, phone balloons, phony baloney land. In fact, Mike Cernovich put together an entire kind of a checklist that if you see this stuff in stories, you can just call it right away. You know it. But it was a hoax. Federal authorities closed the case on the alleged hate crime, saying they found no evidence of a crime. None. And see, it's, you know, in some situations, there ends up not being a victim other than, you know, everybody that heard the story and believed it and leveled charges, completely heinous charges against people, against the president of the United States, maybe against their friends, maybe against their family, maybe the amount of time wasted in a very serious debate, getting all riled up. It only really affected them, but there weren't anybody, there weren't any additional like real life victims involved that were falsely accused within the actual case itself. But that's not always true. There was one where a kid in town, black kid, said that, what did he say? He said he was peed on by an old white man or something like that. The guy, he ends up pointing out the guy. The guy ends up getting in a bunch of trouble, goes to jail. He was being prosecuted. The parents, thankfully, figured it out. They started to realize that this story ain't working. Imagine being that guy. Imagine the hatred that was hurled at him. He probably came home and had a bunch of calls on his cell phone and a bunch of messages in his email and a bunch of haters on Facebook and Twitter. You're a racist. All the while, no. That little punk kid's a racist. This chick here's a racist. A total attention whore. Mentally disturbed. And you know what? I'm so sorry to say this, man, but dude, I'm not sorry to say this. Good Morning America, you suck. I've known that for a long time. You're done. You're old. Good Morning America. You're garbage, man. You are trash. Trash people watch your shows. Representative Joe Kennedy, you need to get at that exact same podium on the floor, and you need to apologize. And you need to share, you know what? You need to boost it. You need to boost it because there's no way that your correction is going to reach the level of virality that was that drove that message there, that phony story, all over the place. Happens all the time. Fake news gets shared by the left like crazy. These people have no self-awareness. Don't believe them anymore. If you hear stories like this, do not trust it. Make them prove it. In fact, that's normal. You have to prove. You have to prove your case. You have to prove with evidence that can be verified. You have to prove what your claims are. Just true. Y'all know it too. Y'all know it. After reviewing all available evidence, authorities could not establish that the attack had occurred. A statement from Madison Chief of Police stated that, quote, detectives were unable to corroborate or locate evidence consistent with what was reported. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Back to coronavirus for a second. This is an interesting take, by the way. What do you think? What do you think of this? Coronavirus is the ultimate trap for the media. It's lose-lose for them. If you play up the dangers of COVID and Dangerous Don comes back like a superhero, play the risk down and the coronavirus panic ends. Trump wins either way. Checkmate. It's true. If you play up the dangers, all of a sudden, dude, an obese man in his 70s, who you guys think is riddled with all these problems, he comes out fine. He's a superhero. So if you play it up, you're in trouble. Statistically speaking, he should be fine. Well, statistically speaking, he will probably be fine. If you play the risk down and the coronavirus panic ends, oh boy, that's really bad for you guys. This is Brandon, is it Straka? He's the guy from the Walk Away campaign. Gay guy. Organized the whole thing. He was a hairdresser. Organized this whole idea that Democrats have had enough with the Democratic Party and they're leaving and they're coming over to the Republican Party. The Sun did a story about the event that they held, and they calling Walk Away a, quote, white supremacist movement. Oh my gosh. Can you see those faces? I wish I could zoom in even closer. I don't know how to do this. I have to figure that out with my new computer, by the way. Please look at the speakers from my event today and tell me if anything seems off to you about the assessment of my organization. Yes, it is that these people writing these stories don't know jack. They don't know jack. They are ignorant fools. I'm serious. What do you do with people like that? I want to grab them by the ears, man. Just blah, right in their face. Wake up. You dumb idiot. Wake up. Are you really so dumb? Is somebody making you do that? Or do you practice how stupid you are in a mirror? Come on, man. Come on. It's infuriating. It's old. Whitmer vehemently disagrees. Oh. Vehemently disagrees with Supreme Court ruling, says emergency orders remain in place for 21 days. Now look at the way these people report this. This is Emily Lawler. Yeah, Emily Lawler. Michigan residents are still in a state of emergency and subject to her emergency orders for another 21 days. That's the very first line Governor Gretchen Whitmer said in a statement on Friday. She starts out with that, knowing that very few people are actually going to read very much further. But the truth is, it's nonsense. It's incorrect. The AG won't even uphold it anymore. It's hilarious. I remember reading right out of the gate, I think it was an MLive story, talking about how Whitmer did everything in her power. Apparently, she did a lot outside of her power. That's the whole point. But look at the frame. Do you see that? Do you see the frame? Do you see how that works? I did everything in my power. No, you did not. You took powers that were not yours. You found any excuse. She's still doing it now. The Michigan Supreme Court declared that she did not have authority under the 1976 Emergency Management Act and found that the 1945 Emergency Powers of the Government Act was unconstitutional. Go figure. So in other words, she was doing things premised on something that A, did not include those authorities, and B, was unconstitutional. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this right here, what is it? Is this Whitmer talking here? Right now, every state and the federal government have some form of declared emergency. With this decision, Michigan will become the sole outlier at a time when the Upper Peninsula is experiencing rates of COVID infection not seen in our state since April. Number one, predictable. Look at what month it is. Number two, if you can isolate it up in the UP, isolate it in the UP. Deal with something there. Number three, allow the groups, right, the separation of powers that we have, allow them to do their job. It is their constitutional responsibility, not yours, because we aren't a dictatorship. We aren't a dictatorship. You ain't the queen. Oh, but it's an emergency. Go play queen with some dolls. Your governance sucks. It's amazing. I've wished you well. I've actually prayed for you. Not that you would lose or look stupid. That you would succeed in providing safety, security, justice in our land called Michigan. You failed. You failed. And not only that, you lost me all the way. Like, I mean, I didn't vote for you. But you lost me all the way. The little bit of sympathy, right, that I had to drudge up every time I wanted to say something nice and everything about you. You burned that to the ground when you falsely said that there were Nazis at the protest against the lockdown. You don't even know. That was not even from the state. Not only that, we have video proof that it's a Bernie supporter. You are dumb and rude, to put it mildly. You are a rude woman, a nasty person. Unsurprising, since in secret, you wear Make Planned Parenthood Great Again hats. That's supporting the against babies. Legislature's got to do it. House Speaker Lee Chatfield said that the legislature looked forward to the coming bipartisan deliberations on the pandemic response to improve the outcomes for Michigan families. Senate Majority Leader Mike Shirkey said in a statement that he stands ready for bipartisan action. Quote, "This ruling does not alter our collective responsibility to protect ourselves and others by wearing masks," so he's part of that group. "Social distancing, wow, and washing our hands, that's obvious. The virus still presents a threat to our health, and we must be vigilant in our actions." So we can now disagree with him now. Say, cut it out, man. You just know this guy's walking around with a tape measure. You just know it. Buy that guy a bubble, by the way. Buy him a bubble. He needs a bubble. Bubble Boy Shirkey. I'm serious, man. Bubble Boy Shirkey. We got to do this. The important decision was long in the making, but now future COVID responses will have the benefit of including the people's representatives through the legislative process. It's true. As our state continues to face the challenges that come with COVID-19, all of the people of Michigan will have a voice in the decisions that will impact our state in the years to come. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. That you can't just simply have dictatorial control and go, I'm laying down an emergency. I'm the one that has this, not you. No. No way. No way. That's not America. That's not Michigan. No way. University of Alabama student government hosts speaker who appears to call Trump a racist, sexist, ageist, homophobic, and ethnocentric. Who is this person? Oh gosh, it's this person. Have you guys ever seen this lady? She's so played out. She's a joke. She's a joke. It's like anti-racist porn, though, which is really gross if you think about that. Don't think about that. Don't do it. For many good reasons, not just, her face and stuff. Don't, and the rest. But here we go. Let's see if is there a video with this? Yeah, I think there's a video. Let's see. Oh, here she is.
Are supporting a man who has admitted to being racist, sexist, ageist, homophobic.
So wait a second. Number one, that audio is the worst. What are you doing, lady? What are you doing? You should be walking at the mall. Right? Feeding ducks or something. Taking a nap. You're way too played out for this. But here's the thing. She just said that we have a president who admits that he's these things. Let's go back. I want you to hear this. Let's see if we can get it back. Then we get it all the way back in. Yeah, just listen.
Are supporting a man who has admitted to being racist, sexist, ageist, homophobic, and ethnocentrist. And they're supporting him because he's opposed to abortion. People are supporting.
So people, the claim is that Donald Trump has said that he's an ageist. What? For one, you and your dumb made up words, man. It's what cults always do. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to find as many of these words that these cults make up that are totally phony stuff. There is nothing. It's nothing. It doesn't relate to reality. It's just blah. Just made up stuff to try to prove a partisan point, a sectarian point. And we're going to add all this stuff to the list. It's voodoo nonsense. Cuckoo crazy pant nonsense. We need to make a dictionary of that. All right, hey, staff, come on, get on that. I can't wait to get that. Intercom. It's coming. It's coming. Here's another person. Probably somebody went to one of her dumb classes. Bob Wheel. I mean, look at him. He looks like he'd be old enough to be, maybe her husband. I don't know. Black Lives Matter. To justify slavery. We whites portray. Okay, first of all, slow up. Do you hate when people say we whites or dear fellow white person? For one, half the time they're Jewish. And if you really follow their stuff, I'm not meaning to isolate the, Jewish people or nothing. But a lot of times they're people who pass as white. So Hispanics, for example. A lot of Hispanics that are in the lefty side of things might go, dear white people, and then chastise white people. But then later, if they're being chastised by somebody, they distance themselves from being white and go, bro, I'm a Jew. It's playing it both ways. Double dealing. It's garbage, man. Bob Weil. Okay. To justify slavery, we whites, I can't even get past that, portrayed blacks as subhuman, primitive, stupid, and servile. We whites. I did not. Stop speaking on my behalf, you idiot, man. You're a freaking jerk, dude. You're a racist piece of crap. If you identify with that, get him out. Get him out of town. If you identify with that, something's wrong with you, man. Dude, we've been over this for a minute. That's so... Blacks as subhuman? Primitive? Stupid? We whites. We whites. Him and his white buddies. Blame him. Say, look, I didn't know that you thought that black people were primitive and subhuman. I don't. Oh, you don't? But well, then why do we? What's up with that? To justify segregation, we whites portrayed blacks as morally corrupt, ignorant, predatory, and sinful. After civil rights, we whites portrayed blacks as evil, drug addicts, gangbangers, and welfare queens. You know what's so messed up, man? I mean, I don't even have a... What are we going to do with this guy? That's why Black Lives Matter, period. Wow, great point, Mr. Racist guy. There's never been a point in our history when we whites have systematically and institutionally valued black lives as we do our own. You don't speak for me. Where are your I statements, bro? How dare you, man? Screw you. This guy needs to, seriously, go rent a hotel room, dim the lights, put on some Barry White, light some incense, some Nag Champa, and screw yourself. You're a terrible human being, by the way. You need to take a knee for Jesus. And not the Jesus that you make up. Not the Mr. Potato Head tranny Jesus from Iceland. Not that crap. The one that bled and died. For all mankind, red and yellow, black and white, they are precious in his sight. Precious enough that he came and died. And rose again, that they could be saved. And not just for heaven, but to be redeemed here. Is ending the so-called, is over Salon. I don't have the article. I don't know why I don't have the article. Let's see. Is ending the so-called white race. What's so-called about that? What is so-called? Do you see this double deal? Do you see it now? On the one hand, there's no such thing as the white race. On the other hand, white people gotta go. White people are a bunch of racists. Dear fellow white people, we white people are to blame. White people and whiteness gotta go, but there ain't no such thing. Suppose it's so-called. I've said this before. I said, look, if you had a bag of Skittles and they were all different colors, and let's just say red, yellow, black, and white, and some brown right in there, and you start making a group, let's say you say, well, I'm going to use this as a demonstration for how I think that groups combine and come together and everything else. You may put a bunch of people in the brown and say, those are brown. And you use the other Skittles, the red ones. Those are red people. You may go to the yellow ones. These are yellow. And you have them all split up. And let's just say, that's as a caricature, by the way. I don't buy into that diversiphilic nonsense. That's garbage. It's a cult mind. It's cookie cutter garbage. But if you do that, what you are going to have is by default now, there is a bunch of white ones that are not in those other colored groups. And guess what you've just created? So-called white race. Oh no, at that point, it would be white people. Oh yeah, bro, it would be white people. And if there ain't no such thing as that, then don't be coming at us like we have some monolithic thing going on. You can't have it both ways, champ. Salon sucks. But is ending it the solution to the problem of white supremacy? White people fighting for their existence, is it racist? The alt-right correctly sees that that one day white people won't exist. Is resistance to this extinction racist? They said it. They said it. What's amazing, the whole thing, by the way, I don't even support the Tiki Torch dudes. I'm not down with that. The Europa groups and all that stuff. I'm not with that. Yet at the same time, you can't on the one hand say, oh, they were sitting there, you will not replace us. And then also be like, oh yeah, it's inevitable. But see, that's the game they play. It's satanic, man. That's some satanic crap. Shut it down. I'll save this for another time. Because I want to actually talk about this at a deep level. Boondocks and Aqua Teen Hunger Force have been removed from streaming. Adult Swim pulls episodes. Not the whole thing. Don't. I don't wanna, everyone's like, oh my gosh, what? Aqua Teen's gone, what? No, certain episodes are gone. I'm anticipating the same thing happening, even with Family Guy. I anticipate it. And I'll talk about this right here. I'll save this one for that same time. Maybe Tuesday morning. Tomorrow morning. Fahrenheit 451 predicted people would demand tyranny. This is actually a really great article. You can find it at American Institute for Economic Research. It's a really amazing article. But all right, let me see here. Let me see, because I've got a handful of these things left. But I really, honestly, I've got a lot of these memes, man, and I just think that it's going to be a lot more fun if we just do that. Let's see here. Yeah, I'll save that one. Save that one. I'll talk about this one. This is the last serious one, and then we're going to go to memes, all right? Then we're going to go to memes. Okay? Kind of an interesting thing. Mexico's president suggests that new migrant caravan timed to influence U.S. presidential election. It's an amazing thing, actually. And the left doesn't like talking about this because we've made a lot of progress with the president of Mexico. Yeah, AMLO. Andre Manuel Lopez Obrador. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it properly. I got friends, man. They're like really serious about that, like guacamole. I'm like, I don't know if it's guac to me, tortilla. And however they pronounce it, I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm very American. Very American with that. During his daily news conference, Mexican President AMLO said Mexico was, quote, not sucking their thumb as they prepared for the new migrant caravan that he claimed appears to be more politically motivated rather than a humanitarian cry for help. People should learn that it's a weird thing because on the one hand, there are legitimate refugees, just like there are legitimate crimes of racial hate crimes. We talked about the hate hoax earlier and the number of hate hoaxes. You can find instances of these, as small as they may be, as rare as they may be, overshadowed, sadly. Well, in a way, good, right? Because you don't want it to be real. It's better that it's fake. It's sad that there's a business for that, where you can get popular and money and all that stuff. And share fake news to all of, the whole the whole country with your fake news nonsense. That is really bad. But at the same time, it's similar with this, that there are legit refugees. Okay? There are people who are really hurting, who are in dangerous situations, who desperately would like to reach a place where they could have freedom and a sense of economic stability and where it's not anarchy or being run by the gang, which is essentially anarchy. These cartels running it, that is not that's not good governance at all. Okay, that is anarchy. And so the thing is that it's unfortunate that when these caravans happen, that we know already. I've done a lot of different segments in the past, and I'll do many more. In fact, maybe sometime this month we'll do it. But to talk about the industry of nonprofits and different advocacy groups, specifically those associated with my own religion, the Catholic Church, these SJW Catholic people, right, who take this position that if you're trying to get here, we just need to just let you in. They're okay. Don't worry. They're legit. But they do things all the time. They go over there. They set these are essentially very, very highly coordinated. And a lot of money is at stake here. And people who say that that's not true are the same ones who would think that stuff like maybe the Sunrise Movement is a purely organic thing. Oh, it's just organic. Or like Occupy. That Occupy is not, or was not, a highly coordinated thing. Even internationally coordinated. With huge sums of money from billionaires. Not limited to, including but not limited to, George Soros. It's bigger than that. It's more than that. He said, we find it very weird, the president, by the way, of Mexico. We find it very weird, very awkward that this caravan begins on the eve of the U.S. presidential election. This is too much of a coincidence. How is it that Honduras, where they have a lockdown, they are allowing this group to form? You should see videos. You should see videos. Yeah, there's coronavirus. And look, even mainstream media now was admitting that one of the ways, there are a number of ways that we're seeing that, like, well, even when we lock it down, how is it that we're getting new cases? Oh, I don't know. Illegal immigration, man. And legal immigration. We don't want to put a moratorium on it. And it's like, oh, just let him in. It's okay. It's all right. Oh, yeah, man, they like came over here. We don't know anything about them, but I bet they're totally legit and fine. See, that's the problem. These people don't even understand. And this is a problem with the left in general, is that if they fail on anything, and it may be one of their main problems, is that they fail on this score that says, you know, the mechanism that says, oh, I heard a branch break behind me. It's probably nothing. The conservative person and traditional-minded person would probably hear that and go, huh, and they'd at least turn around. They'd at least look behind them, maybe even on guard, because they're in a jungle. And it might be a tiger, or a bear, or a magpie, or a magpie, or one of those raccoons, by the way, from the White House. One of those raccoons, dude. Vicious. But progressives and liberal people, man, these utopian-minded people, their idea of a person, okay? So their notion of what we are as people is so skewed, it's so godless, that they have this thing where it's like, well, you know, it's like it's a replacement religion that wants to look on the bright side and say, oh, people are perfectly fine, just trust the good stuff. They're probably fine. They're not even taking their own scientific stuff about who we are as people at face value. They should do more research on altruism, by the way. They really should. Yeah, Moral Animal would be maybe a good place to start for them. All right. Now, it's time for some memes. We're going to end. I'm very grateful that you've taken this long to stick around. It's been a really good time. I'm glad that you stuck around. I hope you stuck around the whole time. Or maybe you came back and you check it out later. It's always a lot of fun, okay? So I'm always very, very, very grateful for all of you, especially those who may have been here in the very beginning of the show, and they may have heard all the noises from the eating and stuff like that. And if you did not, hold on, I got to go back. I can't show you that yet. I don't know why I had that. Okay, I'm pretty close to the top. I don't want to show the memes before we get to them, right? Okay, here we go. And I kind of dig this, by the way. The memes, check this out. I like, you know, it's kind of a little cluttered right now. But I kind of like this. Watch this. Watch this. We're going to go ahead and do this infographic. Boop. Yeah. Now, I don't know what that one line is up there. What is that line doing up there? What is it doing? All right. We're gonna scooch this up and see if it changed anything. No. No. Oh, oops. Sorry about that. The ticker phase. That's what it was. The ticker phase. I'm going to leave it. Not even going to worry about it. I got that white line. Who cares? It still looks pretty cool. I want to get like one of these, something that moves, like a dancing baby or something. Maybe I can have a video of my son dancing, little Louie, because he's a good dancer. He's pretty good. For like, 90, how old is he now, man? Like 21 months. 21 months. He's almost 2 years old, man. I should have my kids on here sometime. I'll make little videos and I'll play them during the live show. But okay. Now, this one's kind of a hangover a little bit from the last episode because we talked about the ladies. And this was on there, and I didn't catch it. Yeah. You have Macron over there from France. Present me the woman who decided, being perfectly educated, to have 7, 8, or 9 children. Yeah. You called. Oh, yeah, man. Barrett. And, I have a friend, actually, Connor Dugan. He's a really cool guy, man. And apparently he knows, all these bigwig people. He's a lawyer, went to Notre Dame. He's in the know, right? So he's buddies with high-ranking church officials and stuff. He has a mega dope house here in town. Really enjoy spending time with him. Really cool guy. We don't hang out enough. And he's into, what's his name? Balthazar. And I've been critical, not going to lie. I've been critical of Balthazar. But I would enjoy reading more of him. In fact, a buddy of mine, Atticus. He's a great guy. Atticus is awesome, great writer. Supposed to be working alongside with him on a project. He bought me a book on prayer by von Balthazar. So, yeah, but great picture. Yeah, she's like, you called. Man, she's so pretty, too. Look at that. Look at that. She's just rocking. Oh, and there, yeah, okay. It was just a line. Oh, yeah, right here. Okay, this picture, it doesn't have any words with it, but it's funny enough because that is the audience to see Joe Biden in Grand Rapids. And look at that, man. They're all in those little circles, and everybody's, 6 feet apart in circles all over the place, and they got like 5 people. Why even do that? You know how much of a waste of gas that is for them to fly here? For audiences of that size? It's a joke. When Monday calls, just to remind you it's Monday. Yeah. But not, hey, not anymore. Don't let Monday do that to you ever again. Because you've got Paleocrat Diaries. And it's a great show. Arriving to work Monday morning. Oh my gosh. This right here came, I saw this, this is from Wolfgang's godmother. I think it's her, although it might be my son Athens' godmother. I'm not entirely sure though. It says right here, I've made it from the bed to the coffee maker. Yeah. There's no stopping me now. And look at that outfit. Don't you love those outfits? And even that hair. Look at this hair. Do you miss that? Why don't more ladies have that right now? Why don't more ladies dress like that? Man, that's so stunning. I absolutely love it, man. I love vintage clothing. For men and for women. There's no such thing as too much coffee 30 minutes later. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. That's where I am. Oh. Yeah, here's the big wretch meme. Getting slammed down by the Supreme Court. Got that from my buddy in the Detroit area. I learned something, by the way, that was really depressing. And I was super depressed, man. I'm like, I can't believe this is true. I had to actually text a buddy of mine just to confirm this. Because I to be honest, I could not believe it. And that is, I've actually said on the show that you should follow Susan from the Parish Council. I don't think Susan from Parish Council is around anymore. I think they killed her. I think they killed her. But here's some great takeaways that I missed in the meantime. I guess it's been a while, too. I feel pretty dumb, actually, about that. But you can tell I'm not going around too often to different sites. Okay. We should have this at our church. It's like a giant Guess Who game. Worship alone together. And it's got like all the people's pictures taped on there. Worship alone together. I hated that, man. That's how you know you're dealing with a cult. How cool is this? even if no one's physically present, the idea of community is what matters. Like, I love the play on these, the way that they're describing this. You know, it's the idea of community that matters. It doesn't matter if there is no community, just the idea. That's it. El stupido. The Lord be with you and with your spirit. Pull up your masks. We pull them up for the Lord. If you're a Catholic, you understand that. It's part of the liturgy. Yeah. Lift up your hearts. We lift them up to the Lord. I saw this one. I don't know if you know, everybody's going to get this, but this is pretty good. And look, man, I'm a Super Nintendo guy. Okay? I've already mentioned some Super Nintendo games that I enjoy, as well as Nintendo. I'd love to have like a way that we could play and do like special events as a group, as people who watch this, where we could have maybe a tournament of double dribble. And I don't know, I don't think I guess we could still allow the 3-point shot up in the corner that makes it almost every time. But that'd have to be debated by a committee. We'd have to deal with that. You know, or some kind of Super Nintendo stuff. Like, you know, playing, oh gosh. What would it be? Mario 2. Or was that on Nintendo? No. That was Super Nintendo, wasn't it? Yeah, that was Super Nintendo. Yeah, playing Mario Brothers 2, which, by the way, is an awesome game. I have that. Or Tecmo Bowl. Doesn't matter, man. Skate or die. We could play a bunch of these games. But Batman, I lost my parents. Scorpion, I lost my son. And there they are together. Wallet, now! Please don't kill me. I have a wife and 2 little bats. Hold it right there. Man bat, thank God you're here. Oh, I would read that if it was like a full-blown comic. I would read that. I'd be down with reading about Man Bat. This is for the dads on Masculine Mondays. On Manly Mondays. Meat Eater Mondays. Wife asked if I could stop singing Wonderwall. I said, maybe. Oh, yeah. And the wife in the background. And what movie is that from? With Leonardo's face like that? I need to know. Staff, get on that. Stat. Do you even know? Find out. And get back with me on the intercom tomorrow. When the debate memes are funny, but then you remember this is the state of our country. Oh, yeah. Oh, damn. Steve Harvey, his face is always pretty classic. Isn't he a J-Ho or something, though? Rachel Brown. If you don't know who Rachel Brown is, you're really missing out. We're friends on Facebook, although we've never actually really spoken. So I don't really know. It doesn't really count. I mean, I can say like, oh, yeah, man, I'm like friends on Facebook with Rachel Brown. Truth is, not really. I mean, we're acquaintances, and I like her stuff. I think she may have liked a thing or two of mine. I'm hoping. I think she would like this. But she wrote, those who do not study history are doomed to repeat it, on Twitter. And you have, Jim Acosta. Yeah, that guy's a real winner. Trump condemns KKK and white supremacists, commenting on Charlottesville. Racism is evil. That's August 14th, 2017. You know, I'm going to put my glasses on, man. These memes are small. They're smaller than the big letters. All right, let's see this. Yeah, and then it says, Trump has finally condemned white supremacists on Hannity. Oh, that's 2020. Oh, so 3 years before. So 3 years before, he ends up. Man, I don't know. I think my son played with my glasses, man. I got fingerprints all over them buggers, man. I put them on. I felt like Mr. Magoo. I'm like, oh, what's this? Oh, have you ever had that happen? Where you put your glasses on because you can't see, but you put your glasses on and it ends up being worse because your kids played with it? All the time, man. All the time. But yeah, so okay, in 2017, Jim Acosta was saying Trump condemns the KKK and white supremacists, saying that racism is evil, and then 3 years later, he pretends that just never happened. Trump has finally condemned white supremacist on Hannity. ... What a goon, man. These people. They really should be, like, really ashamed of themselves. People should shame them, like in public. Man, what I wouldn't give that we could bring the stocks back. You know what I'm saying? Bring the stocks back. I got friends who grow tomatoes and stuff. So Disney just bought Fox, and IASIP is on Fox. That's It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which means meet the newest Disney princess. Yeah, right. Oh, if only that's how it worked. If only that is how it worked. Oh man, she's funny. I know that it's kind of it can be vulgar, the show and stuff, but she is a hilarious person. Like, her acting is very compelling. All I'm saying is, give me a rifle and a 5-gallon bucket of corn, and I'll kill every deer in these woods. Yeah, we all know dudes like that. We all do. He's got so many iconic symbols, man, going on with that. Look at his hair. Look at that hair. Did you guys know anybody who had hair like that? Do you right now have hair like that? And why? And why? Dang. Save some Second Amendment for the rest of us. Yeah. Look at this guy, man. He is strapped up like Neo from The Matrix. And where is he right there? Is that... It looks like some kind of ice cream shop, just in case something goes down. He's meaning serious business. Oh, here's journalist Katie. Anybody with a name like journalist Katie, oh, unbiased Katie, there's no way this is real. Dear men, stop holding the door to open for women. This implies that you believe women are incapable of doing things for themselves and that you view them as incompetent. What a dumb idiot. Oh my gosh. I bet nobody goes around this girl. Nobody. Journalist Kitty, I'm unbiased. No, you are not. This can be compared to buckling the seatbelt of a toddler or putting a leash on it. What? There is no way that's real. There's just no way. No. Somebody, hey, I need my staff to get on this immediately, pronto. I got to come up with a name for you guys. I don't know what I'm going to call you. I can't give you real names. I got to use fake names. Like Snurdly. Ladies, does it make you mad if a dude holds a door for you? And dudes, do you get mad if you're walking into a place and a woman is standing there and she sees your family coming and she holds the door open? Is it like, no? What, you think I can't do it? It's a lot of insecurity going on over there. My wife is getting her hair done. I told her to watch out for turtles so they don't mistake her for Shredder. Now, I don't like the wording of that meme. It has something lacking to it, I think. Like, it's too obvious. Watch out for turtles so they don't mistake her for Shredder. It's like, yeah, watch out for turtles. You could have said that. Ninja Turtles. Or something. But she definitely does look like Shredder. Just confirmed, debate number 2 is just a fist fight in a Chili's parking lot. I would pay for that. I'd pay to see that. Trump versus Biden in a fist fight. What kind of weapons would we allow? This is a good idea. Each candidate's mic gets a compressor and it's side chained to the other guy's mic. Start off totally dry. With each interruption, your threshold gets lowered by 1 decibel. Whoever is interrupting more eventually gets himself completely silenced whenever the other guy talks. Not bad. That's a pretty good idea. Sometimes the caption makes all the difference. Okay. All right. What you see here, the picture, obviously scary. Listen to me, Floyd. You're tripping balls right now. For the love of God, put down the gun, and we can talk this through. Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's like one of those perception memes. I used to have categories. Papa John's. Getting a medal from Papa John's. better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. And then it's got like, oh, okay, yeah, he's way down here. Do you guys agree with that? New York City pizza. Do you believe New York City pizza is better than Chicago pizza? Can you really actually compare them? Like Chicago, if you take, oh my gosh, man, what is that called? It's not Leo's. What is it? Is it Leo's? It's the one that's got, it's the one that's, I mean, just super, super, super deep, right? You can buy a box of it and they'll send it frozen. It's not Leo's West. What is that? What is that place? You guys, stat. Intercom right now. It's driving me nuts. Every time, intercom that bad boy. Oh. It's not Luigi's. What is it? Not Lenny. You think Domino's is better? Freezer pizza? Cardboard? You know what is actually really good, though, in my opinion? And tell me what you think. The pizzas that are, oh my gosh, what are they? The ones that you buy at you would get at school with your hot lunch. They were typically in the shape of a square. They were like aerated on the bottom. About to hit them with the old snap, crackle, and pop. Yeah, okay. Hershey's candy corn, no. Your scientists were so preoccupied with whether they could that they didn't stop to think if they should. Yes, I agree with that. Although there are moments, very, very small, brief, quick, flash in a pan type stuff where I will desire to eat candy corn. It doesn't last very long. Although, to be quite honest, I would probably try the Hershey's candy corn. I mean, look at it. It just looks like it would be good. And if you haven't been to the Hershey factory, you got to do it. It is a really fun ride. Father Ron Floyd, you got to follow him. He's amazing. Love to have him as our priest. Love having him as our priest. How to eat candy corn? 1, open bag. 2, pour candy corn into trash can. 3, eat a Reese's peanut butter cup. Oh, yeah, man. Oh, that's good. Oh, okay. Do they have hot nows anywhere else, or is this just like an inside Michigan thing? Wow. Hot now, I missed that thing. You used to be able to buy like 10 burgers for like $3. It was awesome. It's not as good as Ritzy's, and only people in Michigan would know what I'm talking about with that. Olive burgers, man. Figs, Ritzy's, OT's up in Smoke Barbecue. 3 best places to eat in Battle Creek, Michigan. Hands down. Hands down. Will Trump ever condemn hate? 5 minutes later, I hope he dies of COVID. Did I show that last week? Or was I showing somebody else with those crazy loony eyes? It was de Blasio's daughter. Did I show this one too? Look at her face. She looks like Fire Marshal Bill. Oh no. UN women. Oh. You can avoid being a mansplainer. Do I have to read this? You can avoid being a mansplainer by asking yourself these questions. Did she indicate any desire to hear this information? I mean, look, that's true maybe of anybody. If they're not really interested, maybe you're making just small talk. Is it possible that she knows more about this topic than I do? It's possible. I haven't met very many, although I have met a significant number of very intelligent women. Okay, not downplaying that. But if you take like people like me who really enjoy talking politics and philosophy, theology, stuff like that, it's really rare to meet a woman who actually knows more about that. I mean, I'm sorry to tell you. And media theory and stuff like that. Did I read the room before starting to speak? When your child develops your sixth sense of humor, so now there's 2 people laughing inappropriately. Yeah, I do that. Yeah, I love it, man. My kids definitely, and maybe it's bad, maybe it's a bad thing, but they love their daddy. They love Papa. Kevin, I'm dying. Please stop beatboxing. Oh, look at his face. I like how they take these pictures where it's obvious, like, it's from some guide on the Perplexed or something and how to cope. And they reform it and change it into that. I got this one from a viewer. They should first test the COVID vaccine on government officials. If they're safe, the vaccine's good. If they die, the country is safe. It's a head I win, tails I win, right? One of those things. What is this? Chinese doctor's skin turns dark after coronavirus recovery. Is that serious? Is that really his face now? And that's Trump. Don't laugh at kids that believe in the Easter Bunny. There are adults that believe in Biden. Oh, yep. Don't worry, girl. We got you. I love this man, by the way. And I like that font a lot. When I get the tattoo, I want to use that font. Girls After Breakup. Boys After Breakup on Women by Schopenhauer. I've never read that, man. I've never read it. But yeah, that girl, look at that girl looking out the window, thinking about life. Black activist. Oh, yeah, dude. Thoda Popinski on Twitter has a really great video, by the way. David Smalley. It's a wonderfully crafted. Whoever did it is really good at that stuff. And made a video about a joke, a crack on the fact that bro ain't black. He's pretty darn white. Look at his face, dude. That guy is mega white. In fact, I got a neighbor that looks like him. And it's just, obviously. Oh, yeah, but that's the white supremacist. Okay. We already read that one. The Eighthfulest Convention. What proof do we have there is a dog? Oh, yeah. Dude, that's good, man. Look at that. You're surrounded by it. You're surrounded by it. You live and move and have your being. What are the dates on this? I think it starts back in like 1985. And then it just kind of progresses until today. And those like the obesity numbers. Dude, the guy sprawled out. Look at the legs like so spread out. And he's got the IVs and stuff. And then the next one is they're like moving around with one of those lifts. I think it's the last. Is it the last one? Almost. How was the online class? What did you get from it? Me. Yeah. Do you guys feel that way? How many of you are in online classes right now? By the way, how many of you are doing that? And do you feel that way? You know, that it's like your eyes are burning. You're like, oh, I need eye drops. Your lower back, your head is hurting. When you look at a meme and think, oh, and I know who posted this. This is the godmother. This is little Wolfgang's godmother. I love her, man. She's amazing. We're so proud to have her as a godmother. We cannot wait until she's able to embrace that little guy. Oh, it's going to be an awesome day. Anyway, we'll make sure to share that too. Because she supports the show. In fact, she supports Papa Bear here big time. We are eternally grateful, and our kids are eternally grateful for the kind of support that she has shown ever since we met, actually. When you look at a meme and think, man, I can't post this, but I know who I can send it to. Yeah. So, okay, we're going to end off on that. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. It has been an amazing time. I know I went over. It was longer than I expected. I hope you don't care. I hope you don't mind. Okay. It's going to be a happy, good time. Make sure I'll be back, tomorrow morning, Tuesday. Okay. And look, remember, share this stuff inside, not only share, but make sure to comment, because I will do my best to be there and to engage with your comments in real time, whether it be on Facebook or YouTube or Periscope, all of those different places. Make sure to go check it out. Of course, check out Paleocratdiaries.com. It's been bursting at the seams. I have to do better, man. I have to get more and more and more stuff up there. I'm like so far behind. I've got all these episodes for this show, for Paleo Cheese Podcast, for Meaning of Catholic, and I haven't shared them. I've got to share them. It's got to happen. Of course, for interviews, if you'd love to take part in an interview, speeches, or other inquiries, contact paleocratdiaries@gmail.com. One more thing. If you're somebody who does stuff like this, right, and you have a good time and you love the show, you love the tempo, you love the fun, you don't have to mimic it like me, but if you would be interested in collaborating and having a network, right, to network with me, that if there are situations like this where I got to go with my kids and I got to go to the doctor, or I got to go with my wife to the doctor, you could fill in for me on the show. I would absolutely love that, where, I would love to network with other great minds, other great personalities and voices, and not to require you to do anything other than what you're good at doing, but doing it live on the show, because I'm on 5 days a week, brothers and sisters. I'm on 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. And remember, until next time, never give up, keep on smiling, and memento mori. If I don't talk into microphones, I don't make that mad cash. Making all that money. Making that mad loot, right?
Mind control.
So we see the minority elite imposing their ideology on an unwilling and resentful populace. This causes a backlash. People get ticked off.
The left is working long and hard to make us feel as if we've done something wrong. Worse yet, that we are the problem. Don't let people just rip on your heritage. Don't let people just rip on your traditions. Don't let people rip on your heroes. Stand up for what you believe, what made you who you are. So unless this disenfranchised majority begins standing up for what they believe in their heart of hearts to be true, I think we'd be left with nothing more than a dirge, and maybe a funeral procession.